Hello. So I'm here just doing a test run on some new software that I have for my classes. So I thought that maybe I could do it with you guys. We'll just check it out, see how it runs. You can let me know what you think. I have a cup of tea. I'm just drinking that for a minute. I just want to see how this all works, how smooth it is, and while I'm at it, I'll do a little class for you. Oh, it's looking good so far. What do you think? Let me press that button there, see what comes up there. Nothing yet. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'm sorry if I waffle on. Hello. Okay, comments are coming through. That's really good. That's really, really good to know. That's excellent. So you can see me and you can see my hands and what I'm doing, which is brilliant. I'm assuming you can hear me okay? Just a thumbs up or a quick yes, I can hear you. That would be amazing, please. Hopefully. Yes, brilliant, fantastic. Thank you so much for letting me know. I'm just going to pop my cup of tea over there for a second. Get that out of the way. Okay, so like I say, tonight I'm just checking out some new software that I'm using, and so you can most probably see me live on my Facebook page, but you should also see me on my YouTube channel. If you are from my YouTube channel, would you mind commenting? I just want to make sure that the connection's gone on okay. Just let me know that you're watching via YouTube. That would be amazing. Thank you. So let me show you here. Where's my camera? There it is. So we're making this cute little bear today. I need to sort my lights out, don't I, here? Yeah, it's a good test. It's a good test. Okay, so we're making a bear tonight. I know I've made a bear before, but this one's got a slightly different face. I wanted to incorporate the really large eyes that I like to make with my animals. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So you should be able to see that fine, and then close-ups hopefully I can do from this camera here. So fingers crossed it all goes okay. So let's make a start. Obviously you should be able to rewatch this once it's the video's finished, and if you've got pen and paper, that's brilliant. You could write down everything, all the weights that I go through, because I always go through all my weights when I'm doing videos, because I just find it really helpful for people who are definitely beginners, so they can get the proportions right from all their, when making animals and any kind of figurines. If you're making them in the future, you've got a note of them and you can go back to it whenever you need to. Okay, so we're going to be making another bear. So I've got some brown paste here. I've lightened it. The paste I'm using today is Saracino modelling paste. I've mixed a bit of brown and white to just lighten it a little bit, so it was a bit dark. So right, okay, so, and if you've not seen these before, these are called jewellery scales. I use these quite a lot. They're really, really handy for getting the correct measurements for all your paste as well. Okay, so for the body, we need 40 grams, almost. 40 grams of this brown paste, there we go. Okay, just get a little square, I've got a little square here of greaseproof paper, so I can move the bear around without actually having to touch it. So And what I'm doing here is I'm rolling the paste in my palms, back and forth, round and round. That really helps get rid of any cracks and creases, especially with my hot hands. This is why I wear gloves, because my hands get really, really hot. And obviously it's not very good in this weather in the UK that we're having at the moment, which is beautiful weather. It's my favourite weather, but I seem to melt everything. So, okay, so that's lovely and smooth now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into a teardrop shape. Now to do that, I do use the palms of my hands, but you can do it on your work surface if you find that more easier for yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you on my face camera. So my hands are like this, and I'm just going back and forth. But I do it this way, so you can't really see what I'm doing, but that is all I'm doing. So it's in a ball, and I'm just going to roll that into a teardrop shape, like so. Now I'm going to stand it up on my greaseproof paper, so I shouldn't have to move the actual model while it's drying. All I need to do is just move the greaseproof paper, as you can see. Okay. Now, if you're making this into a edible topper, I would suggest using spaghetti. But as this is a non-edible topper, I'm going to be using a toothpick. I'm just going to pop a little bit of edible glue on there though. The one I use is rainbow dust. And I'm just going to pop that into the neck. I push down a little bit. When I push down some more, I'm going to twist as I go, gently, gently as we go down. And the toothpicks I have are really, really long, so I'm going to just trim that a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that's the body done there. Let's make him some legs. Each leg weighs 4 grams. There's one. And that's 2 there. Okay, so I'm going to just roll these both into a ball. So they're nice and smooth, easier to work with. There we go. Okay, so let's make them into legs. I'm going to use my palm for this. I'll bring this up so you can see what I'm doing here. So I've got my ball of paste on my palm, and I'm going to use my index finger. And I'm just going to roll 1/2 so it turns into almost like a teardrop. It hasn't gone to a point. I'm going to keep rolling that same area. And as you can see, that gets a bit longer. We've got this nice bulbous area just back here. That's what we're going to use for his foot. Just going to make the leg a little longer. There we go. I'm going to do the same on this one. So rolling with my index finger. Okay, still got that nice bulbous end here for his foot. Make that a little bit longer. Now let's just put it next to the other one. I want to make sure that they're the same length. That's perfect. Now I'd like his feet to be flat along the bottom. Now to do that, I'm going to stand each foot up from the top camera. You'll see that one there. He's just standing up. And what I'm going to do with my middle, index and thumb, I'm just going to hold the leg and the foot gently, and I'm going to twist and push down ever so slightly as I go. And what that does is that flattens that foot. Yeah, you can see. I'm going to do the same on the other one. Make sure they've kept their shape and you haven't squeezed too hard. Gentle movements is what it's all about. Okay, so there's his legs done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach these to his body. A little bit of edible glue on a brush. and just around the bottom of the body a little bit, and then I'm going to wrap each foot round. One there and one there. I should be able to show you on that camera there. Okay. Now I'm going to put some little imprints on his feet. So as you can see on the original bear, where's my camera? I'll get used to the camera view at some point. We've got little pads here. Now to do that, I'm just going to use this ball tool. They usually come in a set, don't they? And they're usually double-ended. So this one's 6mm, this one's 5. I'm going to use the 6mm to do the bigger pad along the bottom. I'm just going to press on both feet, and then I'm going to use the 5mm to do the 3 pads above. Just make sure that they are indented nicely. Perfect. I'm just going to let that dry for a minute before I actually add the pads. So let's make the paws. Paws weigh 4 grams each as well. There we go. And we're going to do exactly the same with the arms. Rolling each of them into a ball first. Now I don't know if it's my screen, but my hands camera is going a little bit slow. I hope it's okay your end. Let's wait for it to catch up a second. I'll have a sip of my tea. Oh yeah, that's fine now. Excellent. Like I say, it could just be my end. This is what it's all about. It's a test this evening. Okay, so let's make the paws. Just roll in that ball. So we've still got that nice bulbous end. Just like we did with the feet. Let's just make sure they're the same length. Perfect. And then I'm just going to flatten as we did before. There's one. There's 2. I'm going to add a little glue to where his shoulders should be. And add his arms. There's one. And there's 2. So let's pick him up and show you on the main camera. There we go. I'm going to give him a little stitch along his tummy. Now for that I use a PME stitching tool. Just going to hold him back a little bit. And I'm going to use that stitching tool. I'm just going to go straight up the middle. Like so. Nice stitch along the middle there. So let's just add them pads. Now I like these little pots, especially the ones if they have the seals as well. They're really good for keeping little pieces of paste in when you're working so they don't dry out too quickly. I'll do this bit as quick as I can. This bit can be a little bit fiddly. There's lots of comments. Hi guys. Are you watching from Facebook or YouTube? Like I say at the beginning, I'm doing a little test run of some new software, and I'm doing it on both. I've never done this before. So all I'm doing with the skin tone, I've got some skin tone here, I'm just making up small balls of it, and I'm just placing it in the indents that we made with our ball tool. No glue required, especially in my case, because I'm melting it as I go, which is making it a little bit sticky, so it's sticking to itself quite nicely. Facebook and first time. Oh, that's brilliant, Jackie. Thank you for joining me. Almost done. Oh, last one. There we go. There's his pads done. Oh, where's my camera? There it is. Okay. So let's make his head. Now, his head weighs 30 grams. So let's see what I've got here. 26. Yeah, that doesn't help, does it? Let's grab a little bit more paste. Clearly can't count. If everyone knows the Saracino paste, it's like rock, but my hands melt it so quickly. 26 needs 30. I want to add a little bit of white to it, because I don't want it too dark. I want it to be the same shade. So this will also show you how easy it is to mix this paste as well. So you can change the colours. Hi Linda. Let's just mix this. I can see nothing is shaking. That's really, really good. There we go. Mix is lovely. Let's see what we got. 37. So let's take some of that away. This is how particular I am with the weights. So you know you make the same model again. Obviously they all have their own personality. The eyes might be slightly different, the mouth and the ears, like little details, but the portions will be the same if you when making the original. Oh, I've got some, you can see some of the colour hasn't mixed properly, so I'm just going to mix that a bit more. It's great to see so many people on here. Sort my gloves out. I'm trying to reuse my gloves, obviously. I need to find a pair that I can use permanently, I think, because I refuse to buy any more. They are needed elsewhere, aren't they, at the moment? There we go, that's mixed nicely now. slightly off, different colour, but it'll be okay once it's dried. Okay, so for the head. So I've rolled my paste into a ball. It's got quite hot now because of my hands. So what I'm going to do, I don't want it to stick to my work surface, but I'm just going to grab, I learnt this little trick from Rue Strand, who runs Cake Mines. And now, normally you would use a corn flour bag. I can't use corn flour because it makes my hands itch. So I'm using, this is an ice and sugar bag. Gets a bit messy because it's ice and sugar, but I can't use corn flour. So I've got my ball here. I want to shape it before I place it in the bag so it doesn't go too flat at the back and it doesn't stick to my work surface. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my index finger and halfway I'm just going to roll back and forth a little bit. Okay, so we've got a slightly different shape. I lean it like that. You can see it's indented in the middle there. You can see. Place that on my bag there. Now where I've rolled my finger across, that indent there is where I'm going to add the eyes. I'm going to use a 12mm ball tool to make an impression of where I would like the eyes to go. I like them quite low down because it makes them quite cute. So I'm going to add one there and one just there. Make sure they're equal and even. Yep, perfect. Before I do anything else, before I forget, I'm going to add a stitch along the head. So where the nose would be, over the top of the head. So I'm going to use the PME stitching tool again. I'm going to go here. I'm going, oh, don't stick. Okay, over the head there. Get nice and sugar everywhere. So I'm going to grab a little bit of white for the eyes. Now the eyes, you can just judge how much you need. I should need 0.3. That's 0.3, 0.4. Before I add them in, though, I'm going to make sure that they are the same size. I can do that with my fingertips. I can just tell if they're the same size. I can see that one's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to take a little bit off that one and add it to the other one. Yep, they're about the same size now. Fantastic. So I'm going to pop one in that eye socket, press it down, and that on that side. Oh, come back. And press that down, like so. So we use the 12mm to make the eye sockets. I'm going to use the opposite side, which I can't remember what the size is. Let's have a look. I've got 9mm. It could be 1cm that you might have at home. And I'm just going to mark where I would like to put the pupils in the eyes. So one there and one there. I'm not pushing down too far, I'm just marking where I would like the pupils to go. I've got a little bit of black in here. I'm going to judge this by eye because the pieces are too small to weigh on the scales. Make sure they're the same size, so you'll have one eye bigger than the other. There we go. I'll pop that in there. Give it a little press down. Okay, there we have the eyes. I'm just going to do some eyelids, which I'm going to use the same brown. Now to do that, I'm just going to take a small piece, probably smaller than that, probably the same size as the pupil. And I'm going to pop that on my work surface, and I'm just going to flatten that down a little bit. Okay, trying to keep its shape. And oh, hang on. Don't want any white on it. I'm going to cut that in half, and that's going to be, each half is going to be an eyelid. And I'm just going to pop that on top of his eye, like that. Don't use your blade like this, like I do. Use a little palette knife. Where'd you go? There we go. Let's just switch that back that way. And we're back. I'm not quite sure what happened. Lost connection. I'm not quite sure what that was, so I apologise. So there we go. Let me bring that up there. Okay. He's got little eyelids. He looks a bit tired. So this is going to be a tired bear. Oh. Okay, so for the front of his face, we're going to use a bit of skin tone. Measuring this at 2 grams. There we go. Let's just warm that up a little bit. Okay, so I've rolled it into a ball. I'm going to roll that into a sausage, like so. Let's just check the size. So it's about the same size as the bottom of his face. What I'm going to do is put it on my work surface. I'm just going to push down. Like so. And I'm just going to place that on his face there. There we go. I'm just going to soften that down. There we go. Okay. Now, let's do his smile. I'm going to do a really quick smile. You can use the PME scallop tool, or smile tool, as I like to call it, or I use half like a cut straw, which can give it a really nice smile shape. So one there and one there. So I've just pressed that in. Where's my camera? There. So you can see there I've just pressed in 2, and then I'm going to pop a line from the middle of that up towards his nose, like that. Just going to give him a little black nose. make this as big or as small as you like. So a little bit of black there, slight oval shape. We'll pop that on there like so. So I'm going to attach his head now to his body with a little bit of edible glue on the stick, like so. And don't forget, when adding a head, that the eyes should be facing you, facing your chest, not your eyes. So let me just see if I can pick him up and show him to you there. He's covered in ice and sugar, but I can give him a dust down when he's finished. For each ear, they are 1 gram each. There's one. And 2. I'm going to roll each of these into a ball. Thank you. Does look a bit tired though, doesn't he? Little tired bear. That's what I feel like today. Tired bear. Okay, oh, so I've rolled each of them into a ball. I'm going to use the 9mm or 1cm ball tool, and I'm just going to make an impression in the ear in each of them. Okay, so we've got some nice marks in there, and then I'm just going to get a small ball of the skin tone for each ear. They don't have to be that big, but as long as they are the same size each. And I'm going to pop that into the impression we've just made. Without it sticking to me would be amazing. And I'm going to use the same ball tool again, just to push that in. Makes the ear a little bit bigger as well, like so. And I'm going to cut a flat edge so I'll be able to stick it to the side of his head. So a little bit of glue where I would like his ears on top of his head. And we can pop these on. My hands are really hot, so hopefully I won't melt it too much. Let's just give him a little bit of a dust. He's got ice and sugar on his face. Switch them around, and then we can. Oh, where's your camera? There it is. You'll get it right. There we go. There's that cute little bear. Let's see if I can lift him up so you can see him from above. I know the lighting's a bit better, isn't it? There we go. There's that cute little bear. So I'm probably going to add a couple of little white dots in his eyes. That really does help bring those eyes out. But that's it. That's how to make that cute little bear. So if you're interested in finding out more about making animals for your cake toppers, like for your cakes, not just animals, other things as well, mermaids and people, then have a quick look over at the website, zenuscakecreations.co.uk. If you go to /members, then you have a little look at the membership area. And the membership area, you can learn about making different cake toppers. There's 4 classes every month, and at the moment it's 50% off until January next year, and it works out at £4.99 a month, which isn't that bad really. It's £1.25 per class about. So well, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your patience as well while I'm getting used to my new software. And yes, everyone take care, be safe, stay home, and I shall see everyone very soon. See you later. Bye.